Greetings, YouTube. I've been thinking a lot about white nationalists and white supremacists, and I am aware that they are separate groups. However, other than a few white nationalists, pretty much within the minds of everyone else, they're the same thing. I can't imagine how you can be a white nationalist without also being a white supremacist. So in the minds of the public, the Venn diagram of white nationalists and white supremacists is pretty much a circle. And I'm using white supremacists to cover an entire plethora of horribly toxic entities, such as the Nazis, the neo-Nazis, the Klan, the Aryan Brotherhood. You get the point. The Aryan Nation. All of these different groups are all white supremacists. I could get really broad and say the government of the United States of America, because in many regards, the government of the United States of America is a white supremacist entity. We're not addressing this, but it is. But the other ones are far more explicitly so. And their agenda is absolutely out there. The white nationalists, the white supremacists, their agenda is one of extermination. They want to exterminate from the American nation all people that are not white, Christian, straight, and cis. Boom! Gone. They want to exterminate brown people, yellow people, black people. They want to exterminate Jewish people, Muslim people, all non-Christians. They want to exterminate gay people. They want to exterminate trans people. They probably want to exterminate all of the Democrats who they consider to be socialists. They're not, but they still think that way. The only reason most people in America think of Democrats as socialists is because they've been listening to the Republican Party for the past 40 years. You really shouldn't listen to the Republican Party. Really, you shouldn't. You'd be much healthier if you didn't. But when a group's agenda, explicit, overt, open, naked agenda, is one of extermination, they are a terrorist organization. There is no other way to paint that. White supremacists and white nationalists are terrorists. And when they're flying their favorite flags, the Confederate battle flag, or actually the battle flag of the Army of Virginia, I believe it is, to be very pedantic on that one, I understand that the actual Confederate flag was different. It doesn't freaking matter. They're not waving it because they are from that particular group. They're waving it because it's a symbol of white supremacy. Or they're waving their other favorite flag, the Nazi flag. They are declaring themselves to be enemies of the United States of America. Those are organizations which were the enemies of the United States of America. There's no questioning that. The Confederates rebelled against us. They were traitors. The Nazis attacked us. They tried to eliminate entire swaths of humanity and succeeded at killing 11 million non-combatants. Let's not talk about the combatants they killed. This is just the ones they killed in their own efforts to exterminate peoples. And we're not talking about even the non-combatants they killed in war. With all the bombings they did. Just talking about the ones they exterminated in their programs. In their efforts to kill as many people as possible because they were horrible human beings. And because they followed a toxic ideology. Just like the neo-Confederates and neo-Nazis here in America today. And all of them are terrorists. And we should outlaw those organizations. Britain did it. In Nazi Germany, when the war was lost, guess what? The German people rose up and said, hey, we don't want these symbols here anymore. And they eliminated them. They made it illegal to fly the Nazi flag, which is why in some places in Germany you can see people flying the Confederate flag. Why? Because they can't fly the Nazi flag. But there's no law against flying the U.S. neo-Confederate flag. Nope, go ahead, wave that all you want to. And they use it as a symbol of white supremacy. The neo-Nazis in Germany do it. The neo-Nazis in America do it. We need to eliminate these groups. They are terrorist cells. They are no different than if there were cells of ISIL here in America. We would go out and get rid of those because they are a danger to America. And every time you see someone waving a Confederate or a Nazi flag, they are declaring their allegiance to enemies of the United States of America. Proudly. And we need to eliminate that. You're going to say, oh, it's a free speech issue. There are limits to free speech. And speech that is about dehumanizing segments of our population, about exterminating them, falls outside those parameters. Just as screaming fire in a theater, slander, libel, and of course, inciting a riot. And those flags, those symbols, their rhetoric, their ideology are all a call to arms to exterminate other people. And we need to eliminate that. We need to stamp on it like a giant foot. And if the government had been doing its job all along, there would not be people in America at risk from these terrorists. They have been coddling these organizations for centuries. And it's time for it to stop. Just stop. America is better than this. Our ideals are better than this. We don't need to be harboring terrorists on our own soil out to exterminate fellow Americans and residents. We're better than this. And we need to do something about it.